What's up, guys? Welcome back to Cracked Open Games and Toys. Today we're going to take a look at the Studio Series Devastator. I am super late to this party, but we're going to take a look at all 6 of these guys. My early intention with this video was to make a quick start guide. However, after filming each individual robot and Devastator, it kind of blew up way past that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 360 look at each robot, both in their robot mode and their alt mode, as well as the transformation steps involved with everything. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at how to get everything into the setup for Devastator, as well as combining it for Devastator. So yeah, definitely utilize the chapters that I recorded at the bottom of the video as a reference guide for each of the robots, as well as the build up for Devastator, how to put everything into the combining mode for Devastator, and finally a look at Devastator at the end of the video. So thank you guys for joining me today, and remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't already, comment down below if there's anything else you'd like to see from this video, or anything in the future that you'd like to see Transformer wise. Alright guys, without further ado, we'll get started on the first one. Alright, so first up we've got Constructicon Scrapper. He is number 1 of 6, and he stands at about 5.5 inches, 5 3/4. He comes with this little gun here, his little handgun, but he also comes with the 2 pieces you're going to need to make the gun for Devastator. So we'll just go ahead and plug those in right now. They do actually have the smaller pegs for his hand too, so if you want to make them the dual blasters for Scrapper, you can do that as well, but that's what it's meant for. Here's a look at the instructions, and we'll go through this step by step. Just so you guys have the reference material. Freeze or pause that if you need to. Alright, so we'll go ahead and take a look at the transformation and then alt mode. Alright, let's start off by we pop open the chest panel here. Hold his head down. And we're going to flip both his wrists in. Then we're going to rotate both his elbows backwards. That. The shoulders, his arms are going to come in and lock in on the side. Go. And these slot in pegs for the arms right on the side too. The legs you are just going to lock together. So this assembly is going to come up, and then we're going to bring that down. And this little latch right here, let's move that guy. The little window seat is going to get rotated around. These flaps here are going to move up and around. So, these feet are going to fold in here, snap into place. And we're going to come around to the other side, and this whole assembly just flips back, and then we're going to align these. See if we can get a shot of that peg with that slot right there. Just snaps on there. Instruction shows then that these guns can go into these slots back here. Slot them in. actually slides in that way. And then the little handgun can just peg in if you're wanting to put all this stuff at the same time. There you go. And here's a 360 at the alt mode for Scrapper. Alright, next up we got Bonecrusher, 2 out of 6. He comes in at about 6 inches there with that hood part, makes him a little bit taller. The 2 accessories you're going to get in the box are going to be his handgun here, and then on the back side, let's take a quick look at that, there is this little attachment piece that also comes in the accessories bag that you're only going to get out of there. And it just pops onto this back part. I literally just will be able to. Okay, so this is where you're going to connect it. It just slides onto this little connection point there, creates this block. So it'll rest on this back. All right, next up we'll take a look at his transformation and the alt mode. And here's a quick look at the instructions for Bonecrusher, just so you have a copy of that. Alright, first up for the transformation, we got to rotate these at the elbow, 180 around, and then you're going to flip them up on both sides. That too. In. And in robot mode, it says that the hood is actually supposed to be down like that. I don't know, I kind of liked it in the upright position. Gives them more appearance, but it says to move that back up. So if you didn't already have it there you go. On the back, this connection point is going to move out. This whole section here will untab, break apart there, and move back. The head is going to flip in. I'm going to rotate both of the arms at the shoulder. They are going to rotate into there and pop into this midsection. Do the same on the other side. A little out of focus there. Guys in. Make sure that this is straightened out here, and the hood is going to come back around. The feet both going to collapse that way. This backpack piece is going to fold all the way in here. The legs are going to rotate around and peg in to show you guys those slots there on the legs. Same thing on the other side. Press that together, make sure it's all locked in and secured. Lastly, this is going to accordion in the wrong way first, and there's a little tab there that'll secure that all in place. Alright, here is a look at the alt mode. He compacts pretty nicely down to this little construction vehicle. And he does have a couple connection points up on top for the gun as well, so if you wanted to plug in there, have his gun in alt mode. Alright, cool. Next up is the hook and Longhaul set. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at Hook first in his alt mode. The only thing you have to attach to him is this crane part, and it's just a peg connection back here. Pop that guy in. Good to go. You can also attach his gun to the crane part with this little connection point here. Let's pop that on the side. And he's all set. Let's go ahead and take a look at this alt mode. Okay, here's the instruction set so you guys can see everything that's involved with this. I'll do my best to maneuver it around my light box so you guys get a whole diagram there. And the other side. Okay, so for Hook's transformation, let's get the gun removed off of there. And we're going to extend the crane just a little bit. And then it says to tuck in this underneath there. Come around back, pop open both flaps. Lift this assembly up, and we're going to just move it forward just a little bit there. We're on underneath, and we're going to pop out both of his arms. Camera up a little bit. These are going to come down at his side then. Let's close up these top panels. And we're going to move these elbows out a little bit. Let's come around to the back, and we're going to pull up this crane section just a little bit there. And then we're going to slightly untab, not that, this leg section here. There we go. Let's straighten this whole thing out. Now we can bring the crane down. And we're going to come back around the front, and we're going to move both of these chin pieces. The feet are going to swing up like that, and then we're going to move these whole shin sections back down into the legs. Now we can go ahead and break the legs apart. At that point it says we're pretty much done with him, but I'm just going to press this back here because it's like dragging on the ground at that point, and I don't like that. So let's do that so he can stand normally, and you can go ahead and plug his gun in. And then we got Hook. Alright, here's a look at Hook's robot mode. And he's going to stand at, assuming right about 6 inches again. Yep. Okay, next up is Longhaul. And let's take a look at his gun attachment real quick. Accessory. There is the base part, and it just connects to this little barrel part here. Go ahead and plug those in together. And then there's a couple connection ports on either side of the alt mode there. You just go ahead and plug that guy in. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the transformation for Longhaul. Take the gun off there. You're going to want to pop open this back part underneath. Pop out his forearms there. Side. You're going to rotate these down. Those back. Arms out to the side, and then push them down. And on this side, pop out the wrists. Next, we're going to open up the hood here. This front panel is going to open, and then we'll pop up his head. With the feet in the back are both going to open up here. Then you're going to rotate these guys all the way down. This front section is going to move down, and then you're going to make sure this is lined up here and rotate that piece back in there. Middle section is going to open up a little bit on these legs. Right up to his knees there. Those can move. We're going to click in those upper thigh pieces. Let's move around to the back. This is going to, this back hood piece here is going to come all the way down. And then you're going to flip that up and click it into place. There we got Longhaul. Here is the trailer attachment for Longhaul with all the Devastator accessories. And what you need to do, he comes with these little wrist attachments for Devastator. You take a hand attachment and you go ahead and plug that guy in there. And then we're just going to flip these inside. There's also a little post here that flips out, just like so, from inside Devastator's hand. And you're just going to take these and plug them into the trailer part. Same with the second one. Go ahead and plug the wrist in and flip it inside. And flip this post up. And plug it in. Next, on the side, these wing pieces are going to attach. There's two little tabs here, and right there is where they're going to insert. Same on the other side. This little chest wing part, get right into the set there. And lastly, this little chest piece here for Devastator, that is going to connect to the underside here. There's two little tabs there, and is going to align that to these two tabs. Once that is all set, that is all the trailer accessory, and that is going to connect to Longhaul and alt mode. And you're just going to spread his legs open a little bit there, so you can pop this trailer hitch in. So do this okay on the camera. And just kind of squeeze that section together. And you're good to go. And this whole thing rolls and everything too, so it's pretty sweet actually. And I'll try you guys. It's not going to fit on the turntable, but I'll do a 360 that way. Back. Alright, here's a look at Scavenger in robot mode. He does come with a couple accessories. You're going to need to put on this crane part, and that just connects on the back here. It's a little hard to do on camera. But there we go. And then this just pops back into that place and folds up in the robot mode. He does have his gun accessory. Plug that in and take a look. Scavenger. Let's take a look at the instruction manual. Smaller one for Scavenger, be one of the simpler ones. Alright, so let's start off with transformation. So take this gun off. We're going to pop open the center plate here and push its head down, set up. Go ahead and fold the fist in. Let's come around to the back. pull the crane arm down, and then we're going to move this up the side. Let's go ahead and move both the arms back this way. Same on the other side. Then we're going to fully extend out the arms, and these are just going to slot in. Get it aligned right. Go. Same thing on the other side. Slot that in there too. Let's move the little cabin and make that in. This whole thing's trying to come unseated while I'm doing that, so let's be a little aware of that. Go. The feet are going to fold in. Same on both sides. It's really strange to ask you to do that because in order to get it, you have to go back that way. Okay. Same thing. I'm not sure why it asked there. Maybe they were rotated the wrong way out of the package, but in order to get it to go into there, yeah, I think they're just rotated the wrong way out of package. So. And then you just take the crane, move that out to however you want to pose it. And you can also have the port to store the gun here as well. There you go. Let's take a look at the alt mode. Alright, here's a look at the alt mode for Scavenger. And next up, last but not least, Mixmaster. Hey guys, just cutting back in here for 1 second. I wanted to show you one little other thing on Scavenger. And you'll notice during the transformation that this section here didn't fit all the way into these grooves. And it will do it, but I had to take a plastic spudger and kind of push this side back while simultaneously squeezing to get those hinges to fit in that groove. And this is how it's supposed to look, and that's how it's supposed to sit. But just telling you, I mean, it doesn't really hurt anything if you're leaving that little bit of a gap there. It will go into this and it will fit correctly, but you're going to have to use some like excessive force to get that to go correctly. So not sure if that's the same on everybody's copy. That's the way it was on mine. So just be careful of that when you are converting this guy into the alt mode. Alright, here's a look at Mixmaster in robot mode. Right out of the box, what you're going to want to do is flip his feet out. Comes with the feet tucked in. They are kind of flat feet, but gives them a little more stability while standing. And I'll take a look at his gun accessory real quick too. Constructicon weaponry is pretty simplistic, but it still does the job. And on his back here, the other accessory you're going to get is this mixing, and you're going to flip that towards the inside and close that up, and then that is going to attach on his back here so you guys can see how that goes in. It's going to slot into these pegs and everything on the back. Let's click that in. Nice and secure. There we go. Let's take a 360 look at Mixmaster in robot mode. And let's take a look at his instruction manual. I like doing this just so you guys have a reference of the actual paperwork that's included. This stuff goes missing all the time. There we go. So yeah, let's get started on this transformation. Take the gun off. Come around to the back. And this guy up again. And flip this up. Going around to the front, we're going to flip open the shin panels. Eventually. So they're in there tight. Watch out for that. Let's go ahead and lock the legs together. Just like that. Is that you're going to need to take this whole assembly up and then it'll come back. Annoyingly complicated. And then we bring that down, and then this whole thing, that is the correct orientation. It'll pop together like that. Coming back around to this side, we are going to flip both of these panels up, and then both of these panels go back. Let's pop open the chest plate, and then bring the arms out side. Up. And once you got them hinged up, the whole assembly is going to peg in there. I just did it, but there's a peg right there on the side. There we go. Then we can take this chest panel and peg that in. Secures nicely. And last but not least, it has a little port up here for the gun, so we can go ahead and peg that in to the mixing mode. Alright, here is a look at the mixer vehicle alt mode. And next we'll take a look at how to assemble all these guys to merge for Devastator. Try to maneuver this so you guys get a clean shot of it. It's kind of big and it's a little bit hard to get into my light box here, so there we go. And there's the back half. And left side. Alright, we're going to start off with hook here. And it says to take this back section here untab this. And we are going to rotate his arm down. Let's move the crane backwards. Just to extend this out a little bit, but I'm not sure if it's mattered or not. Tuck that under there. All right, next we're going to pop out this whole Devastator head assembly. Hopefully in the middle. That all pops out. And then we're going to drop his feet back down. It's like swing. There we go. There's a little hinge there, and we're just going to swing that out. It's like this also pops out. This must have not already been in the wrong position, but it says to lift this hub here and move it like that. So typically it would be in the middle right there. We're just going to pop it back. This side here is supposed to hinge back, and then let's see, tab in to these. Got that right? All right, cool. Can angle frame part down just so it's kind of out of the way for right now. And then we're also going to hinge around this side as well, and there should be tabs there. Is like that. Just keeps sliding on me if that was in the wrong position. It's all connected. Good. Then we can move the Devastator head down. Didn't look like it would be, but sure enough, it's right on there. Cool. Okay, to get Devastator's face out, it looks like it's saying to move the head. Okay, so this is on a hinge here, the top of the head. We're just going to move that back, and it goes about that far back. Pop out his head, and then we push the whole thing. Doesn't close again. There we go. There's a nice shot of his head sculpt. It's really nice. And then as far as tidying up here, we are going to move these latches for his legs back in and close them. Let's come around back underneath here, and we are going to fold in these hands now. Going to fold up this side. This inner peg here is going to pop out. Around to this side, and there's going to be another get easy on ourselves. And then on this side, here's the other one. Alright, and this is what you're going to have when you are set with hook here. Get him all so that he's not secured. That. I'm all set up in his combined one. Quick. Alright, let's move on to the next piece. So let's go to Longhaul. Get his gun out of here. We're going to lift up back section of his truck. Is on the bottom to separate these from the side. We're going to flip and rotate the arms around. They come around the front. Then the arms go up to the side, and you're going to angle them down. rotate elbows down, and then rotate them both inward. You're going to want to then rotate them all the way same thing on the other side. Make sure you got that bottom two. Move the back of the truck all the way. Fold this part. The locking point there too. Top of the truck will pop back, and then this does peg into the waist section. And one more accordion fold here. We're just going to take this roof part again, push it back into itself, securing all that. Now it looks like this is where the leg part secures to the midsection. You take this whole foot part, remember that's the foot or the heel stabilizer. Just flip these out, and then these will peg into that section there. Alright, and that's what you're going to want Longhaul to look like in his combined mode. And let's go ahead and take all this extra stuff off for right now. Pieces. At least there's storage for them, which is nice. And we're going to take this whole front half here, and this all just lifts up. Okay. So this is what you're going to do. Fold this guy to get it all straightened out. You're going to fold it back, and we come back here, and this top section is also going to flip back and accordion in on itself. It looks like this whole piece here also would hinge up and peg into the back spot. Flip this guy around, and we're going to lift up. These are the hip skirts. Tap those, and then we're going to nice ratchets there. Rotate these 90 down, and we can close these skirts back up now. This tab here will also move forward. Same with the one in the back. And those will join together for a nice connection. Alright, let's start putting all these guys together. And what you're going to do is spin Devastator's head around. This is the front. And we're going to take Longhaul. And you can kind of get to visualize where I put it right there, where everything is going to start connecting into. All these together. Everything fits together good. Let's work our way around these connection points, making sure that it all. One more back here for this arm connect. Right. So that feels really super secure once you got it all situated there. And connecting to the artillery vehicle midsection, looks like this just connects right into that slot there. Okay. I don't hear like a final snap or anything, but I mean it's in there secure. There we go. Okay, so you just had to fold that up 90 degrees there, and now the back of Longhaul's legs will snap into the butt flap of that artillery wagon. Alright, we got Scavenger up next. We're going to open up his claw hand and then move that down. Let's pop both of the legs, tire treads off to the side. On the back side, underneath, we're going to rotate out this whole section here. Flip this little purple bit back up. Then there's little connection pieces here. Need to flip up there, and let's move this back that way. Now we're going to close these up again, saying that it should all latch together. The piece we've pulled aside is just going to lock in, create a little circle there with the tank treads. Now let's come along to this side, and we're just going to rotate. Alright, so that's the way it should be according to the instructions oriented. I think I had it like that. It wants you to move it back that way. Go. Alright, now let's come to Bonecrusher. His legs are going to separate on the back. I come to the underside and flip back this whole panel here. We're going to come underneath and rotate this 90 degrees inside. And then we create another strange formation there. Locking that back in. This back in. There is another latch on this side. It'll pop out. And then from this position, we just take this and rotate it. And the vehicle mode should be in this position back here, but we're just going to take that up and rotate it down. And I believe it wants us to lock that in there as well. Yep. Take the shovel, lift it up. We're going to separate both his arms from the side, then rotate these down, and they should head back in here as well. Rotate both of his arms around, and then flip them back. The instructions say to flip out the hands for maybe more stability there, but you know, if you're getting enough stabilization, then maybe that look isn't for you. I don't know, just looks a little goofy like that. But it is very G1-like. I'm going to take his gun off because we're going to maneuver the back half. Pop this out just a little bit, and then rotate the cabin, and we'll close all this back up. Okay, finally, last guy up. Let's take a look at Mixmaster. It says this whole front end here is going to pop out, and we're just going to slide that up a little bit, and then we're going to hinge that and flip it all the way over. Alright, to tab it in. Go. These guys down. And these are probably just stabilizers, but just will rotate back into place like that. We're going to unhinge the arms at the side here and just bring the arms back slightly. And according to the instructions, like, this must just be another G1 thing, but we'll just leave them down at like a 45-degree angle. Alright, so now we're going to start connecting all these pieces. Let's grab our Devastator so far. And this just looks like it has a sliding mechanism on the side. So it's got grooves there, just align them and slide them on. And it will lock in place. Alright, next we'll take Bonecrusher and we're just going to do the exact same thing with him. See the grooves? and just slide them on. Get a better shot of that for you. Same concept though. Alright, let's find our fists, flip them out, and we've got the right fist here. Yeah, so these are just going to, see there's little posts inside, and just connect them to the holes. We can rotate this and leave the hand. Do the same thing on the other side. Pop out the fist. And then see the peg. Hold there for it. Let's connect those two things. I think do it that way, because that way he'll have his elbow rotation, everything. There we go. Now let's assemble the center wing piece. Let's take these guys. It's obviously the back part of it. Want the clean side to be facing out. Let's connect those guys. Same thing here. And then this will actually, there is connection points along the treads of these two guys here. So the wings are actually going to, they've got these posts on the outside fin, and we'll just do one at a time. Let's see how that works. There we go. Okay, my arm wasn't all the way settled in. That's why these were aligning. They looked a little off. Okay, now put it all together. Something just wasn't aligning in the center of it, and you can kind of feel that sticking out a little bit, and I just pressed everything back together. I think it was probably these tabs up here, but yeah, it snapped all in. It's all good. It says to move these open just a little bit, that into this side too. I don't know which way is easier to go by. Let's try this. Let's try slotting that first, and then we'll come back around to this side, lock it in. Alright, boom, there we go. And then for Mixmaster, it wants us to take this back half of the mixing and open that up. Okay, it says we'd go at it from the back. So let's flip them over. This makes more sense because you're going to see the rail system there, and there's a rail system, and we just slide these two together. And then we're going to come back around to the front and lock this whole assembly back up. Alright guys, we are there. And as for his gun, if you don't already have that assembled, go ahead and plug that together. Actually upside down, there we go. And we'll go ahead and, it's kind of weird. It doesn't actually plug into his hand, it's going to plug into this post which is slightly above his hand. It is a kind of a, what's these? Kind of a loose connection there. You might need to have to put on some nail polish or something there to tighten that connection up a little bit. And there are connection points for all the weapons, so let's go ahead and plug those in too while we're at it. And he already has his little gun in there, I never took it off, so that's cool. We can keep that on. And let's come over to the other side. And really, there are plenty of connection points it shows in the manual to put any of the weapon storage back here, so I'm just gonna plug in what I think looks fine as far as storage goes. Put one on the front of Mixmaster as well. So he does have storage everywhere for these weapons, which is pretty sweet. I guess just in the back of Mixmaster is fine. I have a dual weapon for right now. So there is Devastator in his robot mode, and we'll come back, and I might have to get this out of the light box to get a full view, or we'll just kind of pan around and take a look at him. Here is this big guy in all his glory. Let's take a look at how tall he actually stands. I believe it's going to be a full at least 12 inches because that is how big my light box is. So yeah, we're right at that. Actually almost 13 inches. So yeah, he's a big boy. Not as big as the Titans, the Combiner Wars one. But this is just, I'm just going to do a slow 360 around here. Top, and then we'll check out the bottom half as well. But very nice connection, everything is in a, leave that unpegged. But yeah, he looks great. And this is how the bottom half should look. Yeah, really nice looking Devastator. The only thing that I'm kind of reserves about is this this gun connection here. That's this kind of flimsy connection, but if you coat this peg and the socket with some, what is it, the nail polish, you should have a much better connection there. It's just slightly loose. It's nothing really to complain too much about. But, you know, when you're paying a lot of money for these figures to have a nice representation of Devastator, you might want that. So, yeah, it's kind of stinks that that's not a great connection there. And he does have, let's see here, full rotation, the arms. I'm breaking my light box by trying to do this, but we're going to do it. 360 here, too. And let's actually check out the leg movement. His legs. Oh, nice heavy ratchets. Hear that all the way out. Bend at the knee. This has a bit of an ankle rocker there for a Mixmaster, which is really nice. No problems at all standing this guy. Same thing. Just a little hard to pose and shoot at the same time. Out to there. Bend at the knee. And a little bit of a rocker there too. Not anything on that side. So what you got is a little bit of forward and back, just due to the nature of the transformation, but nothing ankle tilt wise like the other leg. And just for comparison's sake, here's how he is going to look with his big Combiner Wars brother there. Yeah, quite a little bit smaller, but it's just, I don't take apart Combiner Wars Devastator or really move him at all for that matter. He just kind of stays where he is and looks nice on display, but that is kind of it. Whereas the Studio Series 86 Devastator, I would actually take apart and mess around with the individual Constructicons there because they're actually really cool figures. So yeah guys, thanks for joining today. Hope you enjoyed this guide on Studio Series 86 Devastator. And remember to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll catch you on the next one. Take care guys. Have fun.